Hi there, this is Brandy from A Differentiated Class, and I wanted to share with you an app that I have used with my students in the past, not in a distance learning format, but I feel like it'll be very helpful for you in recording lessons and delivering them to your students asynchronously, which means you record the lesson ahead of time and then you push it out to your students whenever you're ready for them to do the learning. So that app is called Educreations. It's basically a digital whiteboard where you can write, you can draw, you can import photos, and the best part is you can record your voice. So the students can actually hear you explaining things to them as they're watching you do it on the digital whiteboard. So let me show you what that looks like. So because I already have an account, when I open Educreations after downloading it from the App Store, it pops up to my home screen, but for you, you'll need to create an account. Basically, there is a free account and a premium account. I've always used the free account, but it's your choice. You could obviously upgrade to the premium. You end up with more storage and more access to features, but I've gotten by just fine with the free account, and that's what I'll be showing you here. So basically, to get started, I'm going to create a new lesson. So I'm going to hit the plus sign in the top left corner, and here's my digital whiteboard. And I want to show you some of the features. One is that, as you can see, the automatic background is a white background like it would be on a whiteboard. But if I go up here to the very top right-hand corner where there's a page that looks like it has lines on it, and I touch that, you actually have different options. You can do lined paper if you wanted to do some sort of paragraph writing or handwriting. You have graph paper, which would be great for older students, and coordinate grid paper. And so for this, I'm just going to keep it on white paper. And as you noticed, I was able to draw on the background. So when I have the pen selected, which is the up at the top highlighted in blue, that means that I can write with my finger or a stylus pen. I can draw, I can change the colors, I can do whatever I need to do. And then next to it is the eraser. So if I touch that once, I can use it like a normal eraser with my finger. If I touch it twice, I have the option to clear the whole page or just clear the ink. In this case, the whole page is the ink because that's all I've used. But if I had inserted a photo, then clearing the page would insert the photo, or excuse me, would delete the photo as well. So I'm going to clear the ink. So that's the drawing tool and the eraser tool. I've showed you how to change the background of the whiteboard. The next thing I want to show you is how you can import text and import, well, you don't import the text, you insert the text. How you can insert the text and import photos. So if I go to this plus sign right here, then I have three options. The A means I can add a text box, and I can change the color of the text in the text box, and I can also change the size by clicking the A- or the A+. And then I can move the text wherever I need it to go. If I click that plus sign again, then I can also import a photo from my camera roll. So let's say I wanted to do a photo of the world and I had screenshot that already. So here's where clearing the ink is helpful because as you can see, my green arrow where I pointed to the plus sign is still visible on the map. So if I click the eraser and I click clear ink, it'll clear that ink. But let's say I was doing some sort of social studies lesson and I wanted to show where Africa is, I can annotate on it just like that. I'm going to clear the whole page this time and start fresh. And this is also really helpful for math. So let me pull up a math page. So here's a PDF of addition strategies that I've created. And I can, as you can see, make it bigger or smaller as I need to. And so let's say I want to show students how to use their traditional algorithm to do addition. I can write directly onto it because I've just imported it as a screenshot. And so I could actually be solving the problems and walking the students through it as I'm recording my voice, which I will show you how to do that here in 1 second. The third option you have is to import a photo from your camera or to take a photo with your camera. I don't want to do that right now, but you could if you had something in front of you, some worksheet or something that you had printed and you wanted to take a photo of it instead of scanning it in or trying to take a screenshot on your computer. The other nice thing is that you can actually have multiple pages. So down here are these two arrows. So if I click the arrow pointing to the right, I'll get a new page. So let's say on this page, I wanted to have my students practice some math problems, and I'm walking them through it. And I'm showing them how it's done. But then on another page, I wanted to show another addition strategy, maybe an open number line. To show that I get the same answer for both problems, I can toggle between the two pages by hitting those arrows down at the bottom. Now comes the recording feature. So up here is the microphone button. So when you hit that, it will not only record whatever you put on the screen on the whiteboard here, it will also record your voice. So that's where it's really helpful to be able to walk students through math problems. So let's pull in another sheet here. So let's say I'm doing this sheet and I want to teach my students how to expand with, or excuse me, how to add with expanded notation. Then I can click the record button, and as you can see, it's already recording, and I can start with my pen. So students, 43 becomes 40 plus 3, 25 becomes 20 plus 5, and then I'm going to add the ones, I'm going to add my tens, and my answer is 68. And then you hit pause whenever you're ready to be done recording. Now it'll hold the recording where it is. So let's say I just did that problem, I recorded it, and I'm not yet ready to record the next part of my lesson because I want to have something else on the screen. I'm going to clear my page. Now you also have the option to clear the recording, as you can see now that I've had a recording. And let's say I want to pull in another math page, this time with an open number line, and I want to record a problem. I can hit the record button again. It'll pick up right where I left off, and then I can record how to do this problem with a different addition strategy, and I can hit pause again. So once I am all done, I'm going to hit this button way at the top above the recording sign that looks like you're exiting. And I have the option to save it as a draft or save it as a finished video. If you save it as a draft, just note that with the free version, you can only have one draft at a time. So if you have it saved as a draft and then you want to go create another lesson, you won't be able to. So I'm going to save it as a finished video, and you can give it a title. So maybe this is Addition Strategies. And then you have the option to either publish it to anyone in the Educreations community or to keep it to yourself and keep it private. And I'm going to keep it private. Then I click Save. Okay. Now, this is where it becomes really valuable. I have my whole lesson already planned and recorded for how to teach my students different strategies with addition, and I want to push it out to them so they can watch the video and then solve some problems on their own, maybe on a PDF or on a worksheet that they already have or have printed. So I'm going to open up that lesson button, and as you could hear, it starts playing the recording right away. Now in the top right corner is another button that looks like the upload button. I'm going to click that. And you have a few different options. If you want to save the video, you need to have the premium version. So to save it directly to my iPad, I can't do that with the free version. But I do have Seesaw and Google Classroom, the apps, downloaded to this iPad. So if I click Google Classroom, it will automatically embed the video into Google Classroom. So here I'm going to create an assignment. And just for this, I'm just going to call it assignment. And then if I scroll down, you can see down at the bottom that it's already attached my Addition Strategies Educreations video. So when the students go into their Google Classroom assignment and they read my instructions, the video is already attached for them. So they'll be able to view it right there on Google Classroom. Same with Seesaw. If I open up Seesaw, I have the option to send it out. But if you don't have those apps already downloaded, you can also copy the link, and then you can paste the link from your iPad into Class Dojo, for example. If you wanted to send it out in your Class Dojo announcements, you can paste it into an email that you wanted to send out, and then the students can view it. They don't need an existing account. They don't need an account at all. Rather, they can just view it just like you're seeing it here, right in the, you can see it's already recording, just right in the built-in video player like that. So that is Educreations as far as making your own lessons. One last thing I want to show you is here on the side, you have these different options. You can create a class, but I don't because I just don't feel the need to. You can favorite your lessons, but the star down at the bottom, you can actually view pre-made lessons that other people have already done in all these different subject areas. So these are all math, but you could also look at science, you could look at social studies, and see if these lessons could work for you also, and then that kind of does the work for you. So I hope you have enjoyed learning about Educreations. I really think that it could be useful for you, and I hope that this demonstration has helped to show you the features.